at that moment, all I felt was like I was a nobody. I felt like I was invisible. I felt like I was unimportant. I felt like no one wanted me. He called me out by name. Hello, everybody. So, today I not only have a testimony for you guys, but I also have notes that I took from that testimony. Um, it's gonna get real deep into the things that I went through and how they affected me. But most of all, it's going to really show you how, even in your toughest moments, even in those moments where you feel like you just want to give up, you just don't want to do it no more. It's no point in doing it. It's no point at all. The exact moment that you reach that point, that's when God is going to show you or remind you that not only did He see it all, but He also is here for you. So, welcome to my channel. And if you want to stay tuned, you can subscribe, you can like, you can comment, feel free. But overall, please stay here and listen to this message. Okay, so when I was 18, I was still in high school. I was a senior in high school, and my mindset was I have all my credits. I have all the things that I need to get done in order for me to graduate. So I'm not going to really be like in school. I'm just going to be kind of ditching. I don't even want to say kind of ditching. I was ditching. I was never at school. I was never doing my work in school how I was supposed to. I was doing it online instead. I was doing it online because I had all my credits that I needed. I had all the things that I needed to graduate. All those things was done. It and I felt like being physically in the school would be a waste of time. So I was never there. Never there. So, when me never being there, I don't know why I was never there. I just was never there. I just chose not to be there. I never liked school. I never cared about school. School was never my thing. It was never a thing that I was interested in, and I couldn't wait for it to be over. So, senior year, I did what I wanted to do. I didn't have a mama that was like, a helicopter parent, or a mom that was really, really like concerned into my school life or how I was doing academically. I didn't have that type of mother. And so I just wasn't applying myself or doing anything to apply myself as far as school. During the time where I was not in school, I was laid up under some boy.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
That boy that I was laid up under, I started smoking. I started doing all types of things that was just like, it wasn't me. I never cared to do those things. I never wanted to do those things. But I like you. I want to be with you. And this is what you do. So it's cool. That was my mindset. That's how I felt. That's what I, just young. I'm still young, but my brain has definitely developed since then. I will always be up under him instead of being at school. I would be smoking. I would be doing all types of crazy stuff. And my priorities were not in order. And I didn't have anybody putting me in check either as far as what my priorities needed to be. So, that boy was the first boy that I would consider myself to ever had fell in love with. And he was my first everything. So I'm head over heels for you. And we're going to make this work one way or another. While that's happening, guess what? A very big obstacle came into our relationship. And this obstacle, I was like, I'm gonna just deal with it. I'm gonna just deal with it. I'm gonna stay. But like the grown man that he was, and he made a very grown man decision, he decided to break up with me. When I was in the physical school, I was like in the school, I would only be there during the days where I needed to do something to graduate. So I remember I had this teacher that was like, hey, I don't know what you got going on, but I'm not gonna pass you. I'm not gonna pass you. You're not gonna pass this class if you aren't physically in this class. And I just don't care, da 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 da. And it was just very like nasty. And I was just like, oh, okay. But I could tell that the real reason behind him deciding that he didn't want to pass me was he not only wanted to make an example out of me, but he also wanted to instill fear into me that it was his call for me to graduate or not. And me being a crazy girl that I am, I don't take threats lightly. So I still didn't go to school. I was still doing my work online, and I knew that if I'm doing my work, you can't not pass me if I'm doing my work, because all the work is online. So you can't say I'm not turning in my assignments. And if you do, I can just tell on you. That's the way my mind is thinking. So it's like a week before my graduation, and boyfriend dumps me cold turkey. Like, he's like, yeah, we ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. You're a great girl. I love you, but we ain't doing this no more. I'm like, I hate you, Jody. Like, I'm doing the most because you're the first person that I ever felt anything this deep for. You're the first attachment that I've had. Like this, you're technically what most people would say my first love, but I wouldn't consider him that because that wasn't love. But like, you're my first love experience, and so you're just dumping me out in the woodworks, and you just don't really tell me a reason why. And it's just like, really, like, you just dump me. Like, I'm just baffled. I'm heartbroken. I'm aggravated. I'm just over it. I'm done. Like, what? And right before my graduation, you supposed to be in the bleachers cheering on for me. Come on now. Like, I thought you was my boo. Like, what? But no, don't. He had a friend that was my friend as well. And that friend wanted to be with me as well. So I was like, hey, like, it's like as soon as he dumped me, he was like, kind of like lingering, like, hey, I had heard the door was closed on you, like, you could come over here. And me being young and not really thinking about it and just wanted to use anything, anybody, in whatever is a distraction from my feelings, I used him, which was so terrible. And still to this day, I feel so terrible about it because that's not me. But pain, it makes you act out of character. So, he lingering. He like, okay, well, what's up with you, And I'm like, well, what's up then, I guess, And we start talking, and we just start talking. I really don't have much to say about it. We start talking, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give you tickets to my graduation because I know for a fact I don't have like enough people to like really support me. My grandma isn't able to come. I know majority of my family on my dad's side isn't going to travel, especially last minute. And then on top of that, like, it's just too much. And I know for a fact I'm not going to have the support that I really want. Majority of the people that I really wanted to be in those bleachers, they had already passed away. So I was already feeling like down in the dumps about the graduation the people who was going to be at my graduation. And then to top it off, it was like, okay, then I got dumped. And then just to top it off, okay, now the person that dumped me, his homie, is trying to talk to me. So I'm like, okay, well then there's another one. And then it was just a lot, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I remember really not really feeling like really ecstatic about it, because it was like all of this and then what, and I remember that same teacher that was like, I'm not gonna pass you, he will always kind of be like lingering around, kind of trying to remind me, or I don't even know, like basically say that I wasn't about to graduate. He was like, I don't see your name on the list. So I was like, oh, okay. Can I see the paper? Because I knew my name was on the list. And I look at the paper, I said, oh, there I go right there. And I was like, you saw my name clear as day. But he didn't want for me to pass. I don't know what he had against me or what it was that, but he really was, he did not want for me to graduate. He was like, I don't see you, da da da. So I'm like, okay, cool. I see me, but all right. Thank you. And I leave it alone. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't really feel like decorating my graduation cap. I don't really feel like doing anything. Like, I'm over it. I just want this day to be over with. I had lost my job too right before my graduation. Oh my goodness. I had just lost my job. I was working at Burger King, and my old friend had threw a fit in there, and she was getting ready to fight people, and me being her friend, they fired me too. So it was just like obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And I was also struggling to pay my phone bill at that time. So I'm like, I got all these tickets, and I need to figure out a way for me to be able to pay my phone bill, because I don't have no money. And so people like, okay, I'll buy them. And I'm just like, well, I need at least $50 so I could pay Boost Mobile, so I could pay this phone bill, because I am not. So I get the money. Cool. I made it. Yay. And I remember like them calling my name. And I remember not really hearing nothing. I remember not really hearing anything. Like, my people probably were, cheering and stuff, but I don't remember hearing anything. Also, another reminder, the day of my graduation, my mom was in Chicago. My mom was in another city. So on the day of my graduation, my mom was in another city, drunk. And I was calling and texting her, because I'm like, are you coming to my graduation? Or like, what are you doing? Why are you out there? And she like, yeah, I'm on my way. Da 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 da. And I was just like, you forgot about my graduation. So I just got dumped. I lost my job. My phone is off. I'm struggling to pay my phone bill. I got a broken heart because nobody is really here to support me on this day. I just got through arguing with this teacher about me being able to graduate, and my mom forgot my graduation date. Okay. All right. Cool. And to top it off, my sister forgot that day as well. So like that. And I don't really hold this grudge against them, but the way I felt like it was no space for me on earth. I felt like nobody wanted me, nobody cared, nobody remembered anything about me. Like, I just felt like I was just here just for no reason, and nobody cared about me, nobody loved me, nobody nothing. It's just me, and I just got to face it all by myself. And that's all I felt. That's all that I could feel in that moment, because it's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and it's like nothing is going the way that I planned. You graduating should be a big deal, and people are forgetting it. People that you love, people that you care about, people that you told this day to, people that like, it just made me feel like wasn't no room for me on this earth, and I was just taking up space, and it was no point. It was no point in me being here. That's how I felt. So I remember when they called my name, I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear nothing. And it was really like just heartbreaking. I was just like, I made it, barely made it, but I'm here. Hey, y'all. Yay. You know? And so, basically, I didn't hear this because I just was so tuned out. I was just so heartbroken. I was just ready to get the day over with because it was so much just happening. My mind was everywhere. My heart was broken. I was going through it. But the friend that I ended up talking to, he had told me, he said he heard something in a speech. And so I said, what did you hear in a speech? So he says, he goes, we are creating a new generation. We are not creating the next generation of Beyonce. We are creating the next generation of Lamourier. And he said that to me, and I said, it's no way. It's no way. So I'm like, you lying. You lying. So I look up the speech. I'm fighting for my life trying to get to this speech. He said it. I didn't hear it, but he said it. And in that moment, it made me realize that God called me out by name. God remembered me even in a moment like that. Even in a moment where I felt like my mom don't care about me. My sister don't care about me. My grandparents don't care about me. Nobody cares about me. Even I, at this point, don't care about me because I gotta be worthless. Ain't no point of me being here. Ain't no point of me trying. And it's all these things just being thrown my way, and this is supposed to be a big event. This is supposed to be happy. This is supposed to be my happy moment. Also, at the end of this graduation, they was shooting at the end. I didn't even get a picture at the end of my graduation because people were shooting. And also, when they called my name, people were leaving out because a fight had transpired. So it was just like such a heartbreaking experience for me. And I don't know if you know what that feels like, but for me, it made me want to commit suicide. I will be honest. It made me want to just take my own life because evidently my life wasn't important. It made me want to end it. It did. Oh my goodness. But I did. And I'm so glad that I did it. Because had I done that, I would not be where I am right now. The space and the place that I am, I would have never imagined that I would be here in a million years. I would not have. This is beyond what I ever thought I would be capable of. The things I'm achieving, the places that I'm going, the way that God is using me, all the things that have been hidden inside of me and I just tucked away, He's bringing it towards the forefront, and He's exposing it, and He's sharing it, and He is giving me the strength and the confidence to be able to do these things without anybody else's approval, without anybody else's applause. I'm so glad that I didn't have that support at that time. I'm so glad that I got dumped. I'm so glad that that boy that I was talking to at that time was there to tell me that message, because had he not, I would have never heard it. I'm so glad that those people forgot about me. I'm so glad that people left out when my name was being called. I'm so glad that the man who made that speech picked me out of all of those people in that graduation class. I'm so glad that it happened, because had it not, do you know how I would feel? I would have been walking around here with my head held down, because I swore up and down that nobody cared. I was unimportant. I didn't matter. But God called me by name. He called me by name. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but God did not forget about you. God sees it all. And even if you feel like God don't care, God just gonna let it happen. All these people turning their back on you. You don't got nobody else near you. You don't got nobody else, just worried about you. Nobody else cares. I guarantee you, God cares. And God, just know your story ain't done yet. Okay? All I could think of is the fact that in the Bible it says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you." That moment right there showed me just how good God is, even in the midst of it all. Even in the moments where you don't feel like you are seen, you're visible, you feel like you're invisible, you feel like you don't matter, you feel like there's no space for you. God reminded me how great I can be and how great He sees me. God called me out by name. Sorry, y'all. I have dealt with a lifetime filled with rejection. Rejection from this place. Rejection from this place. Rejection from that place. Rejection from myself, because I started to feel like, hey, that's all I deserve anyway. And God called me out by name. I does not forget. God sees it all. And even in the moments where you feel like you all alone, He gonna show you. He gonna show up. He gonna show out.